asked that people were going and the data were going, or anything else. Not one word has come across to me in paper form or anything. I'm really, really angry about it, and I think that you need to look into that type of behaviour on that.
Do you want me to respond then?
That's what I was speaking to you.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking permission through the chair. Well, as you quite rightly pointed out, it's something you've been involved in for years and years and years. The difference is this administration has been in power for a year, and we're actually delivering, we're giving you a time frame, and the market will be delivered by then. Thank you.
I actually don't take that as an answer. I take that as being actually very rude, very rude. Absolutely very rude and very, very disrespectful. I need that to be put in the minutes, please.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to raise any points at this point? Okay, I see number of hands up. You see you point after, so if we start with Councillor Alexander.
Councillor Butler, I'm really pleased to see that we're going to gain some enforcement officers, and I think there's a lot of work that can be done. Just outside a little bit of colour there.
Could you use the mic, please?
I'm doing my best to use the mic there. So yes, Councillor Butler, I'm really. Can you hear okay now?
Yes.
Yes. Really pleased to see that we're going to be getting enforcement officers in power. There's clearly a lot of work that needs to be done here. Can you just outline some of the benefits that we see as a result of these enforcement officers?
Councillor Butler, would you like to speak?
I can do so, Madam Mayor. So, as I've already alluded to, the fact that it's gone through a proper screening process at Hartlepool Borough Council. It's something that Councillor Gray at Hartlepool is actually championing through his portfolio, and the enforcement officers aren't just there to put on spot fines, which people are scared about because they see these enforcement officers within London. These enforcement officers are there to make community link. That's first and foremost. They will be able to help people, for instance, over in Broxbourne Borough Council, they actually have enforcement officers themselves. I've heard a story today where an enforcement officer had helped an elderly gentleman understand the recycling process. He was very confused. Enforcement officers are there to make those sort of things. They're also there for us as councillors to be able to say, point out any concerns that we have, so they can actually keep an eye on it and monitor it. While everyone else is at work, they can then keep an eye on those areas. It's not just an enforcement officer, it is a community link for council and members of the public, so we can actually hear what members of the public are thinking, what they're doing and stuff like that. They'll be able to go around town pointing out hotspots.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Councillor Mark, did you have a question? And then I'm going to take Councillor Zahn.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to pick up where Councillor Butler left off in terms of the positive attributes of this particular budget. There's some great set-piece initiatives that he's already outlined, but I think this is a budget that is commendable in that it actually starts to address the financial sustainability and stability of this council. I think it's fantastic that it will be augmenting the officer complement with 2 additional full-time members of staff at a cost of only a minimal uplift on current year's figures of under 12k. I think that's quite an achievement. I think this is the first budget for a number of years that, rather than dipping into our reserves, will actually make a positive contribution to our existing reserves, which were becoming perilously low. I think we've also done some really important tidying up here in terms of categorising all of our event-related expenditure under one new group of headings. I think that's far more coherent than the previous way of doing things. We have events that are during the Civic Festival, but we have events throughout the year, and they're all events, it's all the same type of expenditure, and we should be able to compare like with like. And I see that we've also undertaken a similar tidying up exercise in relation to IT expenditure. So, yes, there are some tremendous set-piece initiatives and pieces of delivery, but at the same time, this is really a budget that is taking control of the financial future and sustainability of this council in a positive way.
Thank you, Councillor Newmark. And if we now go on to Councillor Azar.
Thank you, Lola. I'll try and turn some news with that short circuit the entire sound system. It's interesting. I just want to reflect on the value for money in this budget and what a fantastic budget it is. So I was looking at the Department for Levelling Up figures that they published on council tax levels set by parish and town councils the other day. And actually, the critical data specific to those councils is that the average banding precept charged nationally is £78.79. The precept for our budget this year is going to be almost 50% below that. It's £57.27. So this means that we are providing fantastic value for our residents. And just to kind of expand a little bit on some of the things that you mentioned, Christy, if we think about what we're getting, just a list here that I came up with, and it doesn't touch on all of it. A civic festival enjoyed by thousands of people every summer. Christmas, Diwali and Hanukkah celebrations, coach trips, fireworks display, music concerts. WD6 News, which people forget is still going out through every door once a year, and the online version, twice a year indeed, plus the online version. A new publication that Linda, Dan and others have worked really hard on, what's on WD6. Community grant scheme, youth council, maintaining the allotment pact, war memorials, cemeteries, the upkeep of this hall for community use. Cultural activities with our twin towns, Remembrance Sunday Parade that we've now taken over from the Royal British Legion, support for our football club, as Richard you mentioned, community enforcement officer, delivering the plans, street market, all of these things, real cinema as well, it's absolutely fantastic. And you know what, in terms of cost per household, it's just over £1 per week in precept. So just to finish, I think, as Joan said, we've done a fantastic job in this budget on clearing the £150,000 losses that the previous administration left over the last 4 years to reduce the surplus. And it's a prudent strategic investment in our people, and I think we should be celebrating this today. It's a fantastic achievement.
Thank you, Councillor Azar. Would anyone else like to make any questions, comments at this stage? Okay, thank you so much. So you need to agree on the following. So Article 6.1 and Article 6.2. Do we need to take these separately, please? And is it recorded as well, please? Yeah.
Adoption of budget and adoption of
Okay, so on item 6.1, adoption of the budget for 2024-25, and with those in favour, should we go through the list of councillors? Yeah, how we've got to do this. Okay, brilliant. So we're going to report this, show of hands. Those in favour of adoption of the budget for 2024-25, please show now. And then if we go on to 6.2, setting of the town council precept plan for 2024-25, all those in favour, please show now. And that's all. Thank you. So we now move on to item number 7, Broad Football Club sponsorship to consider. Sponsorship contribution towards the Bournemouth Football Club North Stand of £17,500 per annum to be approved and to be made in 2 tranches from SID fund. Would anyone like to make any comments at this point? Councillor Darrow, you have to.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to speak in favour of our sponsorship of the North Stand of Bournemouth Football Club, and I will declare an interest in the season for the club is a significant asset to our community. We have thousands of fans coming to Meadow Park on a weekly basis, either to cheer on, would argue to cheer on the most successful women's team in England, Arsenal Ladies, amongst the thousands more away fans that visit our town annually and spend money in our shops and local businesses to boost our economy. The club has invested hugely in our residents. So, for instance, through its community trust, which raises funds local community projects, after-school football training, disability coaching, schools tournament, supporting our youth council events, and the players visiting our schools and other activities locally. Sponsorship for Stand will provide resources that will allow our football team to improve the Manchester Pay Stadium at Meadow Park, that have already been turned into an impressive ground through significant investment from Chairman Danny Hunter and the club, with a view to achieving our dream, I think everyone's dream in this room, of achieving Football League status and ground fit for that. The sponsorship arrangement will, of course, ensure that our town gets publicity. Approximately over 1,000 people see the home matches every week, and perhaps 4,500, 5,000 people see the Arsenal matches there. Plus, potentially hundreds of thousands of people will see our town council's name every time there's a match streamed on television. And it's important that our town council seem to be investing in the community, in the heart of that community, and there's no better way than doing that than the very visual signs in the North Stand. And just to finish, during the tremendous FA Cup run that captured the imagination of the entire country, actually, a couple of years ago, I know many of us were there, I think Councillor Parnell was there, Councillor Newmark and myself were. The slogan that went across social media accompanying the team's success was "Small Town Big Dreams." Granting this funding to the club today will help Danny, Luke, the staff and the players, fans and the entire town to get one step closer to achieving their dream.
Thank you, Councillor Azar. Councillor Parnell.
Yes, I would like to, I agree exactly, I think you're absolutely correct. The football club does a lot for the town. When you come through the town on a Saturday, you see lots of people in the shops, and he's been doing this for years. And really, this is a recognition, this is, rather than the £1,600 we used to give for a board up in front of us, this is an absolute recognition of what he does for the residents. And I will back this immediately.
Thank you ever so much, Councillor Parnell. Would anyone else like to make any comments on this? So we will now move to the votes. Those in favour of awarding this amount from the SIL funds, please show. That's all. Thank you. We'll move on to item number 8, SIL fund, notes. And the remainder of SIL is £359,584 with 96 pence as well. And agree SIL committee spend of the following. There's a list of items to be agreed. You need to those out or those noted. Would anyone like to? Yeah, once that's been spent, that will be done. So the phone knows how to put up. It's some people said, yeah. So would anyone like to make any comments at this stage? No? All noted? Oh, sorry, Councillor.
Can I just ask a question? How are we developing the clearinghouse also church? There's been an awful mess.
Yes, actually, given that this is within it, Councillor Button, would you like to do? Oh, sorry.
I've been working with officers, Tracy and Steve, the head site warden, and actually it's now been trimmed and tightened up in terms of the grass. We're actually going ahead now to start to remove red angles that have actually been causing grave flat. Tree works have been programmed in as well to be dealt with within the churchyard. There was some concerns around the pathway that was laid in the church grounds because it had some trip hazard, so that's been looked into as well to be made safe. And it's also we have increased the height of the barriers around the railings around the churchyard as well, so anyone climbing over, and it has been locked in the evenings to stop anyone from sleeping right within the churchyard.
Security's been a major issue there, that's actually my question.
Yeah, so that has been an answer to resolve it. How long that continues, we'd like to keep it open, really, but in the evenings it's locked at the moment, so that's fine. So deterrence.
That was my reason for.
Oh, and works, I've just been told by a clerk here, it works like January on the end.
Those are my reasons for the question.
Thank you.
I'll let it see.
So, I know it's not been an easy task. And so is this noted and agreed, please?
Yeah,
agreed.
Excellent. So item number 9, living wage accreditation, to receive a brief verbal update from Deputy Clerk Jean Martel, please.
Lovely. No, do you want? No, it's fine. I have circulated a written update because I'm over this side.
Deputy Clerk Julian is actually trained to do videoing, so she is quite the staff, she can speak to table people, everybody to read it. If you want to ask any questions, she's open to questions at this time.
Just first of all, thank you so much for the time and work you put into this. It's really fun to get. Would any councillors like to ask any questions or make any comments?
Well, I'd like to make a comment.
Go with Councillor Harnell.
Because I do know Julie, I don't know how experienced she is, so I know that we'll do it. At last, we've got somebody that's intelligent and to help Tracy have some input into this council, and I'm delighted you're going to be here.
Would any other councillors like to ask any questions or make any comments? Councillor Newmark, I can see your hands up.
I've had a read through the paper. I think it's excellent. I think it reflects everything that we had previously discussed around getting this accreditation. And I think we should agree this without delay and get on with it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Would any other councillors like to make any comments, ask any questions? No. So we shall move on to, I think that's just for noting, so thank you so much. And we shall now move on to item number 10, public participation, question time. So the time is now 7:56. We have 15 minutes for any questions from members of the public. Would any members of the public like to ask any questions?
No, there are no questions from my side.
Okay. Well, we shall now move on to item number 11, exclusion of the press and public. So, Councillor Newmark?
Sorry, Meg, I know it wasn't on the agenda, but I understood we needed to table the in-house audit report saying these things.
I have that in the next part. Let's table. I've got the table. Thank you, Councillor Newmark. So under item number 12, we're going to cover 2 sets of things. One is the Real Cinema,